characteristics a coach needs to have. You mentioned courage. Emily, why do you think a coach needs to be courageous?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to, have 32 young women on this team, and so I think it starts, first of all, we have to have courage to lead and to be the role models, to show them, what it takes to step to that next level, and I want them to be strong, independent women in our community, and it takes courage to lead a group of women like that. But then you look at the other side, we're starting a program in the elite lacrosse conference, and I think it's going to take courage just to be in this conference and to start from scratch. In lacrosse and women's lacrosse specifically, the ACC just dominates. It dominates, which I think is going to be really exciting for Pittsburgh, because we have a chance to really make our mark here in the lacrosse community. So it's going to take courage just to fight through the ups and downs, and there will be ups and downs. So I think it's being ready to attack those situations. Mm-hmm.
Emily, how much was the opportunity to do a rare thing and start a program? How enticing was that?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be at Pittsburgh. I wanted, starting a program is one thing. I was excited to be here. So that's something that, I think you'll hear me talk quite a bit about. But, I'm not afraid of starting a program. I've been a part of starting programs. I played at a starting program. I went and coached 2 years at a second and third year program. And then I went on to a school like James Madison, who just celebrated their 50th year anniversary last year. So, I've been a part of a starting program, and there's definitely going to be challenges. But being able to start from scratch, we joked about it earlier, it's exciting. I get to be a part of every decision that's made, and not very many people get to say that, and hopefully, start that legacy so that in the future, when more coaches come in and more, hopefully I'll be here for a long time, but, when I retire and there's new coaches coming in, I want them to be excited to be here as well. So, yeah, it's a thrill, yeah.
You said you didn't know a lot about Pittsburgh. Do you know anything about what the lacrosse community here that exists is like, and do you feel like you'll be able to tap into some of that, or is it you're going to have to build that along with your program at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a little bit of both. I did my research. There's a lot of clubs in Pittsburgh. I was impressed with how many high schools had lacrosse, because that's more rare, I think, is a lot of high schools are starting to build the program. So there's definitely a lot here. Pennsylvania is a great state to recruit from, and it's a very competitive state. So I'm excited to, both get involved in the community and help build it. So maybe we can have a lot more competition coming out of Pittsburgh. But definitely, I think that there's definitely a market, for recruiting in Pittsburgh. I've said, I said it when I was talking to people earlier, but, everything I do is going to be built upon my work ethic. And I'm attracted to athletes that do the same thing. And so, athleticism, effort, talent, it's all here. It's just really helping to develop it. And, I'm a prime example of someone that didn't start playing lacrosse until 9th grade. And, I've exceeded the expectations of the people around me. So I think it's more than possible to do the same thing in the city. Mm-hmm.
Heather, as you were looking for a coach at a program that didn't previously exist, did you have to educate yourself a little bit about what you were looking for, if that makes sense, before you went out and started the search?
Yeah, no, not really. The only reason being is I was a part of a program that had lacrosse, and we added women's lacrosse at Ohio State when I was there. I was there for 15 years, and then I also served on the NCAA Division I men's lacrosse selection committee. So I'm really familiar with the sport. And very familiar with, the caliber of coaches out there and the network, and they are exceptional. And, the history of certain programs being strong. I mean, JMU is a notoriously top 10 program in the country, and they're going after the national championship every year. So a lot of network out there, a lot of great colleagues that I relied on and called upon. and appreciate all those coaches out there that I did reach out to and talk to as far for advice and counsel. But no, it was a sport that I'm very familiar with and excited about to bring to Pittsburgh.
Given that experience, what did you know that you needed to look for that was different than if you were hiring a coach in a program that had already been established? I think what you're looking for is someone who has, when Jerry asked about the question about courage, someone has to have an internal belief in themselves in order to portray the confidence that you need in order to take on a challenge, something that's never been done before. You're still looking for really strong characteristics as far as being prepared to be a head coach or someone who had head coaching experience. We were looking at all types of candidates, but you wanted someone who had such belief in themselves that they weren't going to be deterred. And, when you look at the quality of academic institution along with competing in the best conference in the country, that combination is going to attract a really strong candidate. And, they know that they can recruit kids that want to go play against the best. And they're not afraid to go after that. And that's really what I saw a lot in Emily's persona and confidence level, that work is not going to deter her from getting the job done. And she knows what it takes to compete at this level. And so that was important. Well, I think it's a tremendous fit in the ACC. As we all know, the ACC Network is coming on in probably, I don't know, I did have the countdown in my head 2 days ago. I think it's about 50 days. And so in the spring, they'll be, televising a whole lot of baseball, softball, men's and women's lacrosse. And so we wanted to be in that network brand. And so I think it puts our university in a very good position within the ACC and to be on television. It's a great fit for Pennsylvania. This is a recruiting, all the candidates we met with talked about the ability to recruit here. You are close to the hotbeds. You're 4 hours from D.C. You're where do the kids sleep with their sticks, the coaches say, but you're close to D.C., you're close to Long Island, you're close to New Jersey, you're close to all of Pennsylvania, Philly, and, Canada. There's a whole lot of great athletes in this particular part of the country. And as the sport continues to grow, even West, there's strong candidates. The other thing that's really strong about Pitt is you can develop a tremendous schedule in RPI. You're playing in the most premier conference in the country, and then you've got a lot of local schools that you can play that are going to help and elevate your RPI. There's 6 out of the 9 schools in the ACC got into the NCAA tournament. So it's well set up and designed for success.